Hi guys, this is skittflash here, and welcome back to Let's Play The World Ends With You. Now in this part we'll be reading Joshua's week's secret report, so as usual, if you want to skip that part, feel free to. I don't know if I'm actually going to play other music in the background. I haven't decided this yet. If I do, then obviously you'll hear it. So first time. As predicted by the composer, his proxy has entered the game for a second time. The proxy has proven his aptitude, no, completely the opposite, and he'll be joined in the game next by the composer himself as his new partner. Ooh, how interesting, enticing, whatever. There are three reasons behind this composer's choice of actions: to ascertain the conductor's strategy, to execute his proxy, and to protect him. How lovely. With his return to the UG, his limits of the composer's ability will be relaxed. However, using his abilities could reveal his identity. As such, he'll need to continue to limit himself for a while longer until, he decides to use Jesus Beam and all that. This presents a problem. This great risk, however, lies with the composer joining the proxy for this game. The composer's presence, his tremendously high vibe, will place a great deal of physical and psychological strain on the proxy. I'm pretty sure that's also just his snarky personality. Furthermore, the proxy's victory in the previous game has won him back his memory. The self-actualization loop binding the proxy is thus stronger than ever, more deeply ensconced with the I can't read cleared from Shiki in the previous game. There's a possibility of the proxy soul destabilizing, negating its process during the previous game. You mean he's gonna go back? Slight problems also persist with the proxy's personality. How long will the proxy be able to bear being side by side with the composer? I'm pretty sure that was run over by the first day. Today, an alert was handed down: the discovery of a fallen angel. A fallen angel is one who has broken the angel's code, a criminal. Their crime? Revealing the secrets of taboo noise refinery to the game master Minamimoto. Minamimoto knows that a composer's RG identity, secret even to the conductor, and has chased him to the Rio Grande. Really? I'm pretty sure Kitaniji knew that Joshua was in fact Joshua, and has chased him to the Rio Grande. The fallen angel may also have supplied him with this information. Minamimoto must take the composer's place, and his potential to do so comes second to only that of the conductor. Despite being a complete outsider in the wager between the composer and the conductor, he stands to hinder the composer greatly. It is entirely possible Minamimoto may rise to the office of conductor before this wager has decided. All eyes from the higher plane are on this game from the future of Shibuya. Should the results be invalidated by an outside interference, the angel's disappointment would be vast. So, what's the fallen angel's goal? Dominion over the underground? Retribution against the angels? Whatever the case, we must carefully monitor Minamimoto's actions and stay vigilant against this fallen angel. Oh boy, a character we have no idea who. They didn't even cover that at all in the main story, now did they? So more questions. Yay, for no answers. I was finally able to hand over the phone tracking application the composer requested some time back, after lagging on it forever. I informed the composer that it was ready 3 days ago, but apparently they had no time to come and pick it up. It just shows how carefully the proxy is planning each move of his, snarky remarks. The application detects the conductor's imagination. With it, one can walk around Shibuya and piece together the conductor's strategy. So that's what the tracker tracks, his plan. Because phones can do that. I mean, if they have a pig indicator, I'm sure they can do anything. At this point, even I cannot fathom the conductor's plan. I will have to rely on the information gathered by the composer. While I wait for its findings, I will work on the composer's next order, a second revision to the phone's functionality. Today also marks the first contact with the proxy since he formed a pact with the composer. What? Oh, my first contact, of course. In case you haven't realized yet that this guy writing is, Hanekoma. He appears considerably wary of his partner at the present time. As expected, the psychological strain is severe. So severe, in fact, that most players would be unable to continue. Right now, the only thing keeping the proxy in the game is your entry fee. Oh. I almost said Shiki. Same thing. At least his dangerously strained state of mind is acting to heighten his soul. I saw no sign of relapse or destabilization. Rather, the return of his memory seems to have yielded only positives. I look forward to the proxy's continued growth. Shit, what day are we on? Okay, 3. Thank you, game. I wouldn't have realized that. The composer reports indicate rough going in his investigation. We should call Naoto in the investigation group. Or Scoob in the gang, I'm sorry. I should make a Scooby-Doo joke before I do Persona 1, shouldn't I? And I should probably read. I suspect the limits upon his abilities. Meanwhile, Minamimoto has not issued any missions. The Reaper elites must be alarmed as well. Perhaps this is more than the fallen angel's influence. As I've stated, Minamimoto is suspected of a Leia-san with the fallen angel. If you want to learn frickin' words, go play The World Ends With You, my god. With a dictionary at hand. The fallen angel, especially with Joshua and Hanekoma, jeez. But back to reading. The fallen angel may have also chosen Minamimoto for a few reasons. First, none desired the composer's office more. Minamimoto's obsession was great enough to compel him to pursue the composer into the real ground. Unlike simple reapers, however, the composer's power is just not lost in the RG. He can kind of bend time and, you know, shield himself from bullets, as you saw. I can just imagine the shock dawning on Minamoto's face as I write this. Troll. Yes, the composer must down-tune his frequency to the real ground, limiting his powers. However, Minamimoto is in the same boat. As a result, the difference in their abilities remained unchanged. Thus, the assassination attempt failed. While Minamimoto's efforts were fruitless, they serve as an ample proof of his convictions. The second reason the fallen angel may have targeted him is because his lack of loyalty to the Reaper's organization and his preference for solo action. Lovely. His distaste for cooperation meant little chance of him revealing the fallen angel's presence. The third reason is his consistently unconventional aesthetic. His bizarre actions regularly cause confusion among those around him. Even if the fallen angel were to urge him to do something out of the ordinary, that would be ordinary for him. No one would suspect a thing. It's the perfect crime. This is why he is ideal target for a fallen angel to work his agenda without raising suspicion. At least, it seems a logical conclusion. The question is, why was Minamimoto abandoned the game? And what is he doing? I suspect that his only current objective is to take out the composer. If so, he is likely preparing Thori for the 7th day and his opportunity to confront the players. Doesn't he know that Joshua is in fact Joshua? He did try and shoot him after all. What did the fallen angel tell Minamimoto? The world will never know. How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tuxie Pop? That's obviously what he told him. The proxy feels an affection for the work of the designer Cat, myself, as if... Okay, whatever, obvious, of course. As he was picked by the composer, this is hardly a coincidence. It was an inevitability. How smug. Cat's creative works are embedded with command codes. His art acts as a medium as mass imprinting. If you ever heard me say, you know, subliminal messaging, this was what I was talking about earlier. I do get a hoot out of this. The imprinting of players works only on an individual basis. However, through art, one can affect anyone who comes into contact with the work. Or maybe it's just poetic. I don't know. I imbue my art with 2 command codes. The first is enjoy the moment more. This strengthens the imagination. The proxy received this signal loud and clear, though past trauma precluded him from responding accordingly. The second code, gather, calls those with strong imagination. Someone is calling. Hence the inevitability. Why wouldn't the composer find his worthy proxy standing in front of my graffiti? A single reason exists for rigging my art this way. The creation of the future requires imagination. Yay. Go in a box or something. My art is widely accepted in Shibuya. This proves that those with imagination sufficient enough to create the future are gathering in the area. Shibuya's future is looking bright. You just love this town, don't you, Hanekoma? I finished revision 2 of the phone tracking app. Really, is this the day where we did the phone booth stuff? Which falls to detect the Shibuya River. Oh, whoops, never mind. The composer aims to use this device to convey the river's location to the proxy and teach him, just because it will be helpful later. Before passing that knowledge alone, the composer needed to understand the conductor's plan. As of yesterday, he felt confident in his hypothesis. He is kind of a genius. The composer has encountered red skull pins everywhere the detector have led. The same pins I created at the conductor's behest on the first day. As I suspected, they form a piece of his strategy. The imagination he has filled with those pins is the same that of the player pin, imprinting. They are set apart, however, by a single major difference. The red skull pins were made to imprint targets with the conductor's will. Anyone wearing the red skull pin is dominated by the conductor's mind. How creepy, but we know that already, don't we? The further the pins are spread, the more people he controls. However, the red skull pins have penetrated less than half of Shibuya's Rio Grande population in the last 2 weeks. At this rate, the conductor's strategy will end in failure. And that it did, now didn't it? How does he intend to penetrate the rest of Shibuya? The world may never know. Oh wow, we did this faster than before, didn't we? Maybe because I'm actually reading this instead of post-comming this. I mean, I'm still not going to do anything else this part in case you want to skip it. Really, not mostly because it's late and I want to go to sleep. I mean, this is the perfect bedtime story now, isn't it? The final day's mission came to the conductor, eliminate Minamimoto. As unexpected as it was, tension ran high, but the composer's quick thinking saved the day. In the end, all went according to his plan, and he successfully guided the proxy on to the next game. His solution entailed first defeating Minamimoto, thereby ensuring the proxy's victory. Secondly, the composer pretended to be erased by Minimoto while shielded the proxy. You act like Joshua had this all in the bag. I mean, he did with that meteor and things, but still, give Neku some credit. To accomplish this, he fled to a parallel world just before Minamoto's final attack connected. Gee, a parallel world? What one of those do we actually know? I mean, there's a lot, but is there any one in specific that we have information about? The proxy survived the game alone, but was again unable to elect reincarnation due to the composer's illegal participation in the game. For better or for worse, the game between the composer and the conductor concludes in 1 week's time. His plan is going to fail. The conductor's strategy may end in failure, but we will see. I need to keep a close eye on his future actions. All I can do is wait for the composer to inform me of which parallel world he escaped to. It's not like we'll find out about that in another day, because we're actually done recording this now, aren't we? I was recording. Yes, I was. Okay, good. So in the next part, we'll be getting the rest of Beats Week. Fun fact, I already got them. This is the future. I've been time traveling. I'm so naughty. But until then, this has been skittflash. Hope you've enjoyed watching. This went out a lot better than it did last time, I'll be honest with you. But bye!